Hello friends, welcome to another video and today's topic is Java exception handling. So first, we'll talk about what is exception. So basically, whenever we run a program and then some unexpected event occurs during the flow of the program, so that will basically terminate the program or it will show some error. So abnormal termination of the program, we can say it is a exception. In a simple term, like whenever we are running any program and some unexpected thing happen, so there is some exception occurred. So there are various reasons like why exception happens. So suppose some user is giving some invalid input instead of string, he is passing integer. So that may be one reason. Some device failure or some network connectivity lost or some there are many physical limitations and some code error. So these are the basic reasons why exception occurs. So now we'll talk about it and now we'll see like how many types of exceptions are there. So, as you can see here, there are two types. One is runtime exception, another one is compile time exception. So, what is the difference between both? Basically, runtime occurs during like whenever we are executing any code or running any application. At that time, whatever the errors thrown, that is comes under runtime exception. And for normal examples like array out of bound, suppose you have declared some array and it is almost full or something like that, so that will cause array out of bound exception. Some other exception like null pointer exception, so these all comes under runtime exception. And we also call this exception as unchecked exception because while you are coding your any function or implementing anything, so at that time you are not checking it, so these are unchecked exception. And talking about second type is compile time exception. So this basically like whenever you are writing your code, at that time only you will see in the screen on your ID like there is some compilation error in the code. So those type of exception comes under this compile time exception. So these are also called as checked exception. So one famous example like file not found, so it is trying to read some file which is not found, so this comes under compile time exception. Now comes the topic like how to handle this exception. So to handle the exception we have multiple ways. First one is using the try catch block. So means how we will use it. So basically as you can see here, I have given an integer array whose size is 5 initially, and then I have written here a try statement. In the try, like I'm taking one result into an integer, and what it is doing, it is dividing by 0. So this will definitely throw some error because dividing by 0 gives us infinity. So there will be a arithmetic exception. So this way we can use the try catch block. So first catch we are writing array index out of bound. Second catch we are writing arithmetic exception. So this is one way how we can use try catch block. Now another thing like we can see like what are the hierarchy of exceptions. So first on the top comes is throwable, then we have exception, then we have runtime exception. Also one more thing here like whatever comes on the top should be in the parent class, then the bottom thing will be in the subclass. For example, if you are defining arithmetic exception in parent class and in your child class you are writing exception, so that is wrong. So we should because exception is the parent, it should come before arithmetic. So make sure like whenever you are writing this exception or in any interview, he might have given like there is a class A which is like throwing arithmetic exception and class B which is extending class A, and inside that he is throwing some exception which is the parent of arithmetic. So just be aware in this scenario what will happen there, it will be a compilation error only because we are trying to throw the exception which is in the precedence is lower. So that is one scenario which is mostly few interviewer ask that question. So make sure the exception are thrown from higher hierarchy to lower hierarchy. So that is one point. And like it is always good practice to use finally block, because if you want to execute some part of code even if the exception come, so this finally I have written here. So finally block should be present in your code, which will it can do multiple tasks, like if you want to do garbage collection, so that can be performed inside the finally block. So that is the use of finally block. Now, what are throw and throws keywords? So basically, if you want to there is some custom exception or some exception you want to throw in your method, so you have to use this throws keyword. So basically, throws is a keyword which is used with a method declaration, and throw is used to throw a exception. As you can see here, throw is used to explicitly throw a single exception. Now, custom exceptions in Java. So this is also mostly asked in the interview, like how you will create custom exception, your own exception class. So for that, like we need to create a separate class which will extend exception or runtime exception. This is the main thing. This we need to tell. Then second thing, we have to use that class by using throw custom exception. As I have told here, throw and throws. So throws will be used with method, and throw is used to throw an exception. So that custom exception can be thrown using throw keyword. In custom exception class, we can create a constructor to return the message. This is also possible. Now I'll show you a demo of custom exception. So see here, I have created a class custom exception, and inside this class, like I am just checking whether salary is greater than 10,000, throw new my exception. Okay, so there is a class called my exception which is extending exception, and here as you can see, I have written one constructor, and in this constructor it will throw a means it will return a string message which is printed here. So basically, when we execute, it will first check whether the salary is greater than 10,000, then it will throw new my exception. And inside the my exception, we have this message salary is high. So this is basically example of custom exception. And in Spring Boot, there are scenarios like how to handle custom exception. So few annotations are there which we need to take care, like at the rate exception handler, at the rate controller advice, at the rate rest controller advice. These are the annotation we need to take care. And in the Spring Boot, we can see here this. Suppose I have created a custom exception class, so I have to annotate that class with at the rate rest controller advice. Then after that, I have created a method. This method will be like thrown means I have created a method in order to handle resource not found exception. So here I have to use this one more annotation, exceptional handler, at the rate exceptional handler. So basically this way we can create some global exception in Spring Boot as well. So this is all about exception in Java in short. um, Thank you for watching the video. Have a great day.